What if I told you I knew the steps to passing almost anything in your life? Would you take the time out to listen? Everyone will be tested in life, whether it's in school, at work, or life in general. These three steps can be used in almost any test there is. I am currently 25 years old and I'm on the Dean's List and have been in school majority of my life. I have adopted different ways to study all the way up until undergrad. I have also researched and gained knowledge that what I am sharing is trustworthy. First, I will explain why reading the information given without taking notes is important. Next, I will explain what happens when you are ready to take the notes. Finally, I will explain how you will know when you're test ready. To properly pass a test, you should first read the information without taking notes. Then reread the information and interpret it on paper in your own words. And finally, be able to teach or explain back what you have learned. With the initial read of new information, do not write anything down. This is a time for you to read for understanding the new material and maybe even highlight things you do not quite understand yet. In the current reading the textbook for true understanding, Cornell College Academic Support tab shares that not taking and highlighting initially breaks up the thought process and is less productive because you do not know if the first sentence is just as important as the third. From the same reading, it exemplifies you would most likely not travel to another country without getting a lay of the land first. This means you would research the country before traveling to that country and learning about it as you go, just like you would read into something before taking notes on what you think is important to follow you. I do not advise if there's a lot of information. What helps me is that I am at least read until next chapter, go back, highlight, or note what I feel is important now that I know what I have read. Now that you have read the information for understanding, it's time to move on to the next step. In this step, you will interpret what you have learned. I do not advise to copy verbatim word for word when taking notes. Different faculty members put together credible open educational resources on the Lumen Learning website, sharing that this memory style is called self-reference effect. This is when a material is related to something previously learned from another class or even an experience in your life. The second step is parallel to the Cornell method of note-taking tab located in the University of Gulf Library database. Page Study tab, last updated June 13, 2022. It shares the type of note-taking should be done after you have read or heard something. Then integrate summaries, questions answered, and definitions to keywords and phrases all together as they are familiar to you. I do not advise you to copy verbatim word for word when taking notes. Us as human beings make connections to experiences, and this helps us put into our own words what things we have learned mean to us. So after you have started taking notes in your own words, you're ready for the final step. In this final step, you should be able to share what you have learned. What is the better way to demonstrate understanding? From experience and in the September 2013 article, The 9 Secrets of Learning, written by Carol Wade, PhD, and other PhD colleagues, Carol and Marianne, tell us in the secret number 1 to recite what you have learned to yourself, to a friend, or anyone or thing you can think of. Masters in Education Natalie Magnum blogs How to Make Studying More Effective on May 1st, 2017. A person is likely to retain information if it is studied like you have taught it. For me, I like to use what I've learned in everyday conversations. Finishing up with the final step, you're ready to test it out. First, I have explained why reading the information was given without taking notes is important. Next, I have explained what happened when you were ready to take the notes. And finally, I have explained how you will when you are test ready. How you will know when you're test ready. So remember, to properly pass a test, you should first read the information without note taking, then reread the information, interpret it on paper in your own words, and finally be able to teach or explain what you have learned. As I close this speech today, I hope that one of you will try these 3 steps when taking a test. I have used them and will continue to use them throughout my life. Thank you.